Hey all, it's Joel here with a few quick travel tips. I'm heading off to Costa Rica this week on a short-ish vacation slash soul-searching backpack trip, I guess you could call it. I'll be gone for about 5.5 days, and I wanted to fit everything I could into one backpack, something that I can carry on to the plane and then leave in my Airbnb with my belongings, but then also have one over-the-shoulder bag that I could also have on the plane without going through checked baggage process, and be able to have it if I go out on a hike or something like that. So stole this idea from Tim Ferriss, who is a great mentor of mine from an online perspective. Been listening to the podcast for a few years, and ever since I bought Tools of Titans in 2017, I've been down a path of learning from a bunch of great people. So got some of these ideas from Tim. So I'll start off with what I'm going to wear on the plane. First things first, it's just super light, cheap polyester track pants. And the reason for polyester, it's fast drying and it's small and light. So I can put this in my backpack when I get there because I'll be in shorts from then on. And I can also wash them in the sink and hang them to dry, and polyester is a very fast drying material. Footwear, I will wear my Topo sneakers, running shoes on the plane. These are made by a company called Topo, who make wide-toed shoes, so your feet are actually in the proper form that they're supposed to be in. These are 3 millimeter drop, so they're not quite flat, but they're not quite as raised up as the typical running shoe would be. First thing, when it comes to the bag, I've got a water bottle with me. It's just a stainless steel bottle that I can refill. Apparently the drinking water in Costa Rica is just fine for regular people like me. Into the onboard courier bag, couple of books, Spiritual Rebel, I want to crack into that, and then a journal. I forbid myself to do any sort of work in the health space while I'm on this trip, so no reading about health and exercise and all of the things that I'm so fascinated with, because I do that so much at home. I want to take a break, so get into the spiritual stuff a little bit. A couple of snacks in here, the supplements that I chose to get everything into one. It's just some natural anti-inflammatory, boswellia, and then iron because I'm low iron, and then some magnesium to take before bed. 1 can of Wild Planet sardines because you have to have those in case of emergency. You get your cold water, oily fish, as well as it's packed in olive oil. So some good fats there to keep you satiated if you need to. There's also an inflatable pillow in here and an eye mask. And then I've got some headphones and earplugs. Got one of these little sniffy things. This is an all natural. It's called Olbus Inhaler, and clears you right out if you need to on the plane or whatever you need. Into the big bag we go. Radical Acceptance by PhD, Tara Brock. This was recommended by multiple sort of online mentors, I guess, in the podcast landscape, and I'm sure, I can't remember who exactly recommended this one. It might have been Ben Greenfield, but whomever it was, I'm going to give it a try. So 2 books to crack into on this trip. A hat. It's got one of those protective things on the back to keep your neck from burning. All of my clothing is in this, and I won't get into it, but everything in there is either polyester, linen, or nylon. Everything fast drying and super lightweight so that I can travel light in one of these little zip things that goes right into my backpack. Money belt, Central America, keep everything on your person and well hidden. I'm bringing this band so I can do a little bit of workout, even though I'm sort of stepping away from the health and wellness stuff for a few days and I'm just literally going to chill. I thought this would be good because I am rehabbing a fractured elbow that happened about 2 months ago, and I'm in the strengthening and stretching phase of that. Here's a weird one. Who travels with a light bulb? Well, this is one of those tri-color light bulbs. So it's got a low-level orange-ish light, and then a medium-level orangey light, and then a higher-level blue light. So you can put it on 3 different settings. I don't know what kind of lighting I'm walking into in an Airbnb. I can pop this in the reading lamp. I've got a low level for reading at night, keeping myself quiet, and then a blue light during the day if I choose to switch to that. Microfiber towel. I know the Airbnb will have cotton towels, but they're heavy. This I can bring to the beach and I can have it dry very fast because it's microfiber. Selfie stick I've never used before, but I stole it from my kid's room. Don't tell her until I get back. 5-toe Vibram. These are the second pair of shoes that I'll have with me. These are something that I can wear super light. I could probably wear them in the rainforest or to the beach or just out walking around. I love wearing these things for fitness. Got that idea from Mark Sisson, and love those shoes. He was right. Cooling towel. This is microfiber. Apparently when you get it wet, it cools. Somebody put this in my Christmas basket a couple years ago. I've never used it. So we'll try that. And then we'll get into the pouches. Some of the travel essentials that I wanted to have with me. These pre-packed snack bags. They are macadamia nuts, almonds, and dark chocolate. And just like almost in case of emergency, probably I'll end up eating at least one on flight and then maybe save one for the flight home. Little bit of carb in the dark chocolate, although that is 90% dark chocolate, so it's mostly cacao, and then it's going to have a little bit of coconut mass, which is a natural sweetener, and then of course the nuts. Get a little bit of good fats in there. Bunch of gadgets and things that I thought I might like to have. How about these things? This is a company called MoseyQ. They are chewable bug repellent tablets. You take a couple each hour, and I guess if I'm out in the rainforest, the bugs don't like when these are in my bloodstream. We'll see if they work. I've never tried them. Deodorant, natural crystal, no chemicals. Sunscreen stick for my nose and ears, sunscreen for my lips, toothbrush, etc., whatnot. Oh, anti-chafe. I thought that would be important. I got it in a stick form. Of course, everything I bring has to be small and not liquid. And if it is liquid, it has to be under 100 milliliters, I believe. And that's 3 ounces probably for my American friends. And then as we go on, these are all natural, fragrance-free laundry strips. I can cut little pieces of those off, wash my laundry in the sink. I've got one more pouch, and this is the liquid bag. A couple of immune support things in there. One is astragalus that I also take. I have an autoimmune disease which manifests itself in my body as Crohn's disease, so I always keep my immune system supported without stimulating it, because as you know, autoimmune means that your immune system is attacking healthy flesh, and I don't want that to happen. So support without sort of stimulation. And then I've got some spray, bee propolis from Beekeepers Naturals, for sore throats, dry throats, things like that. And it's got great healing properties and also very soothing. And then some oil of oregano, same reason as the astragalus really, but getting on and off planes and being in a different country with different bugs that I've never been around could be helpful. Some things that I will bring with me. There's a bunch of stuff in this pouch, including brain octane, which is MCT oil, the upgraded version from Bulletproof, which I'll just drink a packet of that in the morning if I want to boost some ketone activity in my body, and also get some satiation from fat. There's also Peak Tea in here. That's PIQUE. It's just basically jasmine tea crystals that you can dissolve in a bottle of water. It's about 40 milligrams of caffeine and nice tasting refreshment. And then some electrolyte enhancer. I am going somewhere that's going to be 32 degrees Celsius, so I want to make sure that I'm keeping my hydration up, and that's a BioSteel brand, which is sweetened with stevia and not a lot of chemicals, which I like. And then all of my liquids. I do have my natural bug repellent spray in there, and also some bug repellent spray from a company called Off that uses 25% DEET. I would never, under normal circumstances, ever put that on my body, just from an osmosis perspective of that chemical being on my skin. But having never been to a rainforest, and if I get overwhelmed and need to do something a little bit more drastic, then maybe that's the answer. And then just a couple of tissue paper, and I can say Kleenex. I've been saying name brands the whole time. That's Kleenex. And some wet ones in case in case it could come in handy. So that's my backpack in a bit of a nutshell, I guess. I tried to do that faster. Full disclosure, I made an earlier video. It was about 25 minutes long, so tried to condense it up a little bit, but that's what I plan to take with me to Costa Rica.